It's the Pod in the City weekly roundup. I'm John.
And I'm Amanda. Something about her sandwich shop finally opened this week. Was it worth the wait?
Miss Peaches lived out her homeward bound fantasy.
And Northwest takes the Hollywood Bowl by storm.
Oh, wow. All this and so much more on this week's episode of the Pod in the City weekly roundup.
Hi everyone.
Uh-oh.
I looped it. I didn't unloop it.
Hey guys, welcome. Anyway, so we're happy to have you.
Yeah.
On this Memorial Day.
Happy
we
Memorial.
are glad that you guys were able to pop on in and see us, because I'm sure there's people like actually doing stuff today, like I don't know, like swimming, like right?
Is that what you do? Well, you know, the musical Parade takes place on Memorial Day.
Oh, it does. I was in that and I didn't even realize that.
Oopsie. I didn't make it in, but I did the fly rail.
Oh yeah, you did.
I actually had a lot of fun doing that.
I didn't make it in. That's hilarious.
I didn't make it in, but then I was like, well, all my friends are in it, so like I kind of just did. We all kind of just followed each other around in whatever shows we were doing, and like
that was
found a place. Yeah, so I had fun.
I was like, oh, I didn't make it in the show. Oh well, I'll do backstage shit.
That was in the one. I got paid for it too.
Yeah.
That was the days of MySpace, and all of us for like the week of the show, everyone put a picture of like their actual person in history, and then I put a picture of a fly. And I thought that was pretty funny.
Well, you've been funny from the start.
I mean, that's what I've been telling everyone. That's what I've been trying to convince everyone.
You know what I say about you? Comedic genius, darling.
It's a chef's kiss, if you will.
It really is. So anyway, guys, let's pound out a few things here at the start. If you are just listening to us here on okay, so to orient ourselves, we have our YouTube. So if you're watching us on YouTube, hi, thank you so much. If you're just listening to us, not just, but if you're listening to us on our podcast places, hey, what's up? You're hearing us too. So, try and both go subscribe to both. That'd be really great.
Ooh, anyway, we only need 20 more subscribers here. Well,
I think
520 more. But for the first round one, we get monetized.
I think that we can get to it in like the next couple weeks.
Sure, let's
make that our goal. It is a slog, though, baby. One way that I have been pulling us in a couple more is by posting shorts of our ASMR. Check out our ASMR cutting paper edition. It's riveting.
Oh yeah, baby.
Also, last week's episode of And Just Like That was the penultimate episode for this week's episode, which is the finale. Thank you. All that is holy, that you have let us end the torture that is And Just Like That. But we will be picking up with season 2 of Sex and the City starting in like 2 weeks, and I cannot wait.
It's so good, and it's the Take Me Out to the Ball Game episode where Carrie wears that fur coat at the Yankee game. Can you throw up the picture? This is a little tease, just a little taste.
What?
No, not that. Well, that, but we also have to talk about what you were. We were supposed to record a whole bunch of shit on, I think, Saturday, and
you were.
Yeah, and then something happened over on. You were having a great day.
Friday. Oh no, it was Friday. Take a wild effing guess, y'all. Take a wild guess what was happening over here.
I woke up so early and was like,
it rhymes with Cox and it ends with communications. Cox Communications needs to rot in hell.
You send me screenshots of you being like, what is going on? This is ridiculous. And I just had the same conversation with Sonnet, my car insurance company. I can't get into my fucking account because I need to change my credit card on there. And it's still attached to my old cell phone. So they want to send me a code, but I can't. I have to call the number to verify my identity. And like, that was me on the phone just now. It took me 20 minutes and then I just had to hang up. I was like, operator, real person, connect me to a real person.
Yeah. I'm like live agent.
Yeah, live agent.
Mind you, this was a entire area outage. And it's really annoying because don't other people have to work from home too?
Most everyone works from home.
How in the last 6 months are we having full day outages like multiple times?
I love that you're like, I'm getting the money back for that. It'll be $3, but it's the point. It's the whole point of it. And I was like, I would never put in any effort for $3.
Well, the last time it happened, I had 4 days accumulated, so I was like, I need a refund for 4 days. And then my bill was even cheaper, so it was like $10. Now my bill's more expensive because if you do remember, I upgraded, and it ain't working, babes.
No, it is not. But we're going back into and just like that, our actual main feed episode, Pod in the City, on iTunes and Spotify. We always do a little news and gossip at the top. And they are currently filming this season of And Just Like That, season 3. And if you want to just throw up just another little taste of the amazing costuming for, I mean, they're trolling us at this point with Lisa Todd Wexley, LTW.
Except that I don't know where that is, Amanda.
I labeled it And Just Like Age. Oh, here it is. I found it. Look at this.
They have the most beautiful woman in the world.
The most beautiful woman in the world. Honestly.
What? You know what this actually reminds me of? You know what? I hate to do it, but this might be a really good transition. Let's get into her. This reminds me a lot of this outfit. That good old Nepo baby to the extreme Northwest. Now, I understand some children don't believe that we need to talk badly about children. I'm not talking badly about a child. I'm talking badly about her parents and everyone involved in allowing this to happen. Yeah. Because what? Why? Don't do this to your kids. Don't do this to your kids.
No. Oh, wait, before we get into that, I just want to say really quickly, I've been doing a lot of stuff with Jody this week while she moves and gets our house on the market and stuff. So I haven't been able to watch a lot of stuff, but the thing I mostly been watching is Vanderpump Rules seasons 4 through 6 now. Aren't you proud of me? Are you excited that I'm like obsessed?
I mean, I think it's good because you need the real full
I need the history, baby,
of understanding to really have that.
Yeah, because now things really do matter. Like I did watch that little catch-up guide right after the Sandoval happened, but like that gave me enough to kind of understand what was going on. But there's so many little nuances here that I needed to know about, like Stassi's relationship with Kristen and Katie's relationship with Stassi and all of that stuff. And just Jax in general is the best thing.
Well, what's nice to know is after this week's reunion, after Ariana goes on, I guess Ariana's going on Katie and Stassi, Katie and Dana, who was in one season of, anyway, they have a podcast. She's going on it this week and it's going to air the day after the reunion.
Oh, so like Wednesday.
So I believe that after the reunion and after that Amanda and I are going to record a end of season oeuvre of this season of Vanderpump Rules with our final thoughts, because
well, this is a good segue actually, because I just wanted to say that
we didn't really talk about Northwest enough, but
oh no, we're gonna go back to Northwest because we have to play our Hot Topics video, John.
Yes. Sorry.
But if you guys want to hear my actual thoughts on like those older Vanderpumps, like as I go through, Justine came over to my house yesterday. She brought her dog Mo, who is a English bulldog, like that picture of Charlotte's dog there, and because I'm taking care of Mo while she's in Toronto next week. And she just wanted to just see how it was going to go. And it was fine. Mo is like the cutest freaking thing in the world. Walter is jealous and he does not like having another dog in the house ever. But we sat and we just did our own little hour-long conversation of just general thoughts on Vanderpump and how much I'm obsessed with it now. And then you can check it out. Part 1 of that dropped this morning on the Shore Store with Justine Elizabeth. If you want to check that out, I think it's on the free feed, but Justine, you can let us know in the comments. But it was really good. And we just kind of talked about, I mean, it was a fever dream. We're just like, blah, 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 blah. But that was fun. But for the final, or what I said on that podcast was, I want you and Justine, because I don't want to be part of this, or I could be there to kind of, I guess, moderate the thing. But what I want, because I don't like listening to things that I'm on, so I'd like to not even be part of it. Have you two do just a general discussion where that ends with you fucking screaming at each other, like just like you both are mad at each other by the end. That's what I want. So
about what?
About Vanderpump Rules. Or anything, really. But like,
I think that Justine and I have just very differing views about.
And you both stick so strong. I am the most like flaky. Like, you can sway my opinion in a heartbeat. I'll be like, yeah, I guess you're right. But you two are very strong in your opinion, so I would like you two to just discuss just general thoughts on everyone. So I think that's what we should plan for. I think that'll be really fun, and just fucking go for it. Don't be scared.
That'll be interesting.
I think it'll be really fun.
Well, join us over on our Patreon. Please. We'd love that. Please. Anyway, because we do a lot of different episodes over there. You know what, Boots? I might need to come to your house, but I feel like you're kind of far from me. What part of town are you in?
Phoenix area.
Oh, well, I know, but Phoenix, literally, it takes me 45 minutes to get to my mom's house, and they consider my mom's house the Phoenix area.
Where else did you spend 40 minutes right before this recording?
Amanda! I was going to get to that in Jones Moans.
Oh, okay.
I didn't have one until the experience I just had leading up to this.
Like, well, this is perfect for Jones. Amanda's moans for this day is that this is podcast 3 of the day. I did 2 with Jody before this, and then John texts me and he's like, "I'm in a really pissy mood tonight, just so you know." And I was like, "Well, you're gonna have to be the one in the good mood, babe, because I'm on fucking fumes right now." Anyway,
you know, getting on here does always put me in a better mood.
Oh no, for sure.
But this weekend was wonderfully fine. But you know, just whatever.
Well, anyway, let's get on. Let's go back to North. I think that's all our business.
Let's get into our now. Do we want to start with something about her? Something about her opened.
Well, no, I would say maybe we end with something about her, because that'll go into. Oh no, let's just go. Okay. You know what? I was gonna let you lead, and I just need to shut the fuck up.
Okay, you know what? I like what you're saying actually here, because that makes more sense.
There's a lot of Vanderpump news is all I'm really saying.
I agree. So here's our girl, Northie.
The belle of the ball out of the way.
Now, as people, I don't want to talk like a really annoying theater person, but if you've been listening at all, we are annoying theater people, so we just like to pretend we're kind of not.
But we hate theater equally as much as we love it. But if you talk shit on theater around us, like, no. You don't have
to. And if you disgrace the Lion King with this garbage, I'm sorry. I'm not calling Northwest garbage. I'm calling the idea of doing this garbage. Now
when I said we need to talk about this, I was like, we can't talk shit about the kid because everyone's like, she's just a kid, don't worry about her. No, it's the parents' fault. And also, like you said, there's tons of TikToks of being like, here's a kid that auditioned for the show who's actually like really talented.
Well, if you've seen The Lion King on stage, which I think I've seen it 5 times because of life, how that goes, you know, and it's been around for 30 years almost, I think. There are talented children in this show.
Oh yeah,
there's absolutely no reason. There's more talented children in Hollywood. Now, a lot of people are believing that because Beyonce's daughter, Blue Ivy, is going to be. Oh no, I don't think it's Blue Ivy. It's one of her other daughters is going to be in the new Lion King movie. There's a new live action sequel Lion King movie.
One.
There's a new one, and it's about
also
Mufasa.
They're releasing this Hollywood Bowl on like Disney Plus, I think, as like a concert.
Hopefully, we do a bit of auto tuning, but
I'm sure everyone else in the cast was amazing.
From my experience, I have taught children. I have done I've done theater teaching musical theater to little kids. And we've done The Circle of Life. We've done The Lion King Jr. I have directed children doing The Lion King Jr. And 25 of those children would have been a better choice than this. She walked around, and I'm not blaming. I'm prefacing this. I'm not blaming her. I'm assuming they like she had 2 rehearsals, maybe 2, because most of the time the dancers were like guiding her around the stage.
Sure. Yeah.
And she was like looking around like she didn't know what she was doing. She was confused. And you know what? You as a parent should do better for your child.
Yeah, don't encourage your kid to do something when they this is not their thing. This is not their talent. Sorry.
This is okay. You know what? I actually completely encourage parents and children to do whatever they want. Yeah, but not do it at the freaking Hollywood Bowl for people who are paying hundreds of dollars to go to it. Now, I don't care if the money part, I don't really care about. But it's the fact that this could have been an opportunity for any other child, and instead you're embarrassing your child. It could have been an opportunity to let a child shine, or this could have actually, I'm going to turn it around and say this could have been an opportunity for Northwest to shine if her parents cared more about making her be, devoted to doing the work, practicing, rehearsing, taking a voice lesson. If her parents cared more about doing real work to develop your talent, then Northwest could have been fine.
Would have known. It seemed like Kanye would be the kind of person that would at least be. I mean,
Kanye is so delusional. He is so delusional. But
he's not stupid, and he does know show business.
He's become stupider. I don't know if he wasn't stupid before. No, he's like a full on he says anti-Semitic things, full on.
I'm aware.
He is nuts. So he went into this being this is my child. She's part of me. She's half of me.
Obviously,
she has godlike talent here. It doesn't matter. She's amazing. The costume alone.
Okay, that's what I want to talk about. It almost seems like
he designed it.
Oh, okay. Well, then they're not.
They haven't come out and said that yet, but this is his design. But Kanye designed this.
This
costume.
Is not with the Lion King. That's cute.
No.
I guess they're trying to make it are they trying to make it look like a tracksuit or something?
I don't think they are. I think this was I think that when it was negotiated for her to be in this, the parents, Kanye was probably my daughter will need to be in my designs or something. When he was married to Kim Kardashian, she had to wear the clothes that he.
Oh yeah, no, I know.
Now she just as horrible too.
Northwest looks like Big Bird though, and these shoes are not doing her any favors because who can walk around? It's like wearing snowshoes.
It's
she's
terrible.
Having to stomp around. Who can walk in this?
That's what I'm saying. You have doomed this child from the start. In this situation.
Yeah.
You have put your child up there for the world to judge. It's just disgusting. This outfit is hideous. And guess what? When baby Simba is singing this song, he doesn't even have a lion's mane. So I'm not sure you're trying to emulate a lion's mane here.
It doesn't look anything like a lion. This is not even the color of a lion. This is it's a big bird.
This outfit probably cost $10,000 too. That's probably real mink fur that's been dyed yellow on her feet, and the thing around its head's like an alpaca from someplace.
You can
this is so disgusting.
You can sense the energy from all the dancers around her are this is.
I'm really excited for in hopefully a week or two when the dancers and people involved in this start coming out and on their podcast apperances talking about what's happening here
and how this backstage was.
I'm assuming I can figure out what's going on here. Her parents paid for it.
Oh yeah. Or I don't even need to hear an interview.
Because have you seen the other clips from this?
From the rest of the show?
Yes.
No.
It's Nathan Lane. It's Nathan Lane, full on in this concert, reprising his role. The guy who played Pumbaa, reprising his role. People from Broadway who played Rafiki, reprise. The freaking Jennifer Hudson is in this.
And Billy Eichner is in it, I think, too.
Yeah, Billy Eichner sings with Nathan Lane. They sing together.
Oh, okay. I mean, I love Billy Eichner as a.
He's lower on the rung to me where I'd put Nathan Lane as Northwest. And Nathan Lane?
Yeah, he's the original. I mean, they should have. You know what they should have had? They should have had Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
Well, he didn't
maybe
sing
not
in
as
the movie.
Maybe you don't think? Okay, You clearly don't listen to me and Jody's podcast because that is such a famous story of me saying that at a party with the popular kids. They were forced to invite, and they put on the Lion King. They're like Jonathan Taylor Thomas, and I was like, just so you guys know, this is not his voice, because I find that interesting, and it like ruined the whole party. Justine pointed out here that in this screenshot of this TikTok video that I took of Northwest, up in the top where it has the search engine, it says Blue Ivy singing. I didn't type that. That was just, I typed in Northwest.
Oh, no, I know.
Hollywood
They
Bowl,
do this.
Yeah.
They do this. I'm surprised it doesn't say like Northwest fail or something at the bottom, the way that they do this.
Meg, why did you just write? Meg just wrote the fart. What fart? That could mean.
We got to know about the fart.
I mean, it probably has something to do with my childhood. Me and Barry.
I think what's unfortunate about this Northwest, I'm going to put a little bow on it, is that a person who has worked with children who would give their dying breath to be on that stage. Like, no joke. Some of these kids are devoted and they are willing to work hard. And it's just sad that, they miss those opportunities.
Have you seen
Beaker Face is in the Caribbean?
What?
Beaker Face, put me in your suitcase next time, babe. Thanks.
Have you seen Encanto at the Hollywood Bowl?
I've seen clips of it, and it feels somewhat cringy. So I haven't
really?
watched it.
No, I think it's so great because it has the real girl in it.
I know. I like Encanto the movie a lot. So.
Lin-Manuel Miranda. Did you know that he sings like the theme song of the Magic School Bus or something? I keep seeing that on TikTok. Okay.
The new Magic School Bus.
It's so obviously him too.
Yeah.
Like it's so obviously him.
I gotta say, he's
kind of a
cringy-ish, but
yeah,
he's a genius.
No,
Sorry, he's amazing.
Him and Seth MacFarlane. Me and Justine named another one last night when she was at my house.
Seth MacFarlane is cringy, but he is really
but he's so talented. And same with Kristen Chenoweth. She's so annoying, but she's one of the most talented people on the planet. Right? Would you put okay, here we go.
I would put Kristen Chenoweth as so talented. Oh my god, I love her. I think she's great.
But like when she's on Drag Race and stuff, I'm like, oh my god, I can't with this energy right now.
I think that I'll talk about a bit about Drag Race All Stars 9 in a bit.
Great.
But yeah. Okay. So something about her opened this week. People were skeptical it wasn't going to happen. It did take a long time.
And then their POS system broke right at like opening. That sucks. I feel so bad for them. They must have been so stressed out. And
I've seen some feedback. Some people, remember last week we talked about people had gone and the sandwiches looked really small or something. I'm now seeing, I believe that was because they were samples. I'm now seeing feedback that they're full size, good size sandwiches. That the sandwiches are good.
They were good. I saw so many TikTok videos of people who went, and everyone said the wait was long, but everyone was so nice, and that every single person was like, "This sandwich was amazing."
Yeah.
So I love that. I love a sandwich.
I definitely think the shop should be a little bit bigger.
Well, that's not really their fault. And you know that it's right down the street from Pump. It's like walking distance.
I did because. What was it? It was an episode of something, or I saw a video where someone panned from Pump to or Sir. Is it Sir? No, Pump to it.
Oh no, Sir. Oh, is it Pump? Well, it's near one of them. It's near one of Lisa Vanderpump's restaurant.
I can't remember.
Okay.
And okay, Meg. I see what you're saying. Yeah, the fart. Yeah.
Timon and Pumbaa finally got to say every time that I farted. Oh, I didn't know that.
He never says every time that
Do they say that in the musical? But it's funnier without the actual word, though. I think it's funnier without.
I kind of do too. But
it's like a beep. If like if a swear word gets beeped in a sitcom, sometimes it's funnier to hear the beep than the actual.
Well, you know what the word's gonna be.
Oh yeah.
And I'm so downhearted.
Hey, you'd be a good Pumbaa. You would. Okay, shut up. That would be the role you get.
A tenor voice to no use, but fine. Anyway.
Oh, you're funny though.
I definitely think they would cast someone else. There's definitely better people.
There's no role for me in that.
I don't think there's any role pretty much really for either of us. I don't think either of us should be in The Lion King. I'll be honest.
Well, but Timon and Pumbaa are cast as white people at least. There's no white women in
They don't need to be though.
Anyway, let's not get into the semantics of all of that. And the fact that my song all through college was Your Daddy's Son. That was the song that I would just sing everywhere.
Sang Endless Night from The Lion King all the time. So I sing, we've talked about this. I've played multiple roles that nowadays I would not be playing and probably shouldn't have played. Anyway.
Thank God social media didn't exist back then. Okay, or it did, but not as much. Anyway, what's next? Whoa. Okay, so something about her. Looks good. Good for them. By the way, Ariana is honestly one of the most beautiful people, like aesthetically beautiful people.
I think they both are really pretty.
Oh, for sure. Katie's face at least like does have like more character to it, but Ariana just like even in those early seasons, and her body is so perfect, and it's not too skinny.
I watched one where she's talking about how she had an eating disorder and stuff. So.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, again, what girl doesn't have a little bit of one? But she really is just gorgeous. Anyway, so I'm happy for her for the Broadway success.
There was the lawsuit.
There were a couple lawsuits. Yeah.
The original lawsuit was about Tom Sandoval recording Raquel basically diddling herself on camera. I'm not laughing about that. That's horrible. He shouldn't be doing that because it was without her consent. So I completely get it.
But he didn't. He didn't show anyone that.
But he did it. It doesn't matter if you showed it.
Oh, he recorded it. Okay,
he recorded her without her consent, and I think he did show it to Ariana, or Ariana.
Ariana found it, and then I actually do believe that she because I would have too. If I found it in the moment, I'd be like, "Oh my god, everyone, look!" So would I. So would I. Because you just have to. But
I wouldn't think about it. But and I also wouldn't think
Rachel,
that it was.
You kind of deserve it, and you also deserve to be slapped.
I was rewatching season 10. That's the beginning of Sandoval, and it's like the scenes leading up to when they go to Joshua Tree for Raquel's 28th birthday, and
I saw that one. Yeah,
okay. It's so.
No, I did. I watched all of season 10, but I was.
You did, because that was when Sandoval happened.
Okay.
It was super.
But
weird.
okay, so it looks like there was like a big win for her in court, but not really. It's basically that she sued Sandoval and Ariana, which I think is so stupid. Why would you do that? But anyway, she's doubling down, and Ariana and Sandoval, I think, did not even a countersuit. They just tried to get it thrown out in court. And basically it was just the court system saying, no, you can't throw it out. So it can happen. So it's not that big of a victory. It's not like the judge even acknowledged, yes, I think they did this. He's just saying, yeah, I'll hear it. But I don't think it's going to go that far.
I don't think that you should be recording people without their consent. Not one bit. What I will say is that I don't feel like Raquel or Rachel has taken much accountability. Neither has Tom Sandoval. I know Tom Sandoval wants to be apologizing all the time, but I mean, you can say sorry as much as you want, but if it's empty words, it doesn't really matter. Speaking of empty words, we have Joe.
Just stop.
Big part of the reunion, from last week, was Joe being there, and Joe coming for Katie, acting like Katie was the worst, most. That's what really was egregious to me in the last one was everyone was out for Katie and Ariana. That was it. That was the entire episode was people trying to come for Katie and Ariana for saying something about this person and that person. Katie said was talking shit about Ariana behind Ariana's back and didn't want to say those things to Ariana because she didn't want to hurt her. You know what? That's okay. If you have friends and you think that none of your friends talk about you at all, when they're together away from you,
last time, yeah. I hope that my friends do vent. If I did something to piss someone off, but I don't need to know, and that person's gonna get over it. Please go and just get out of your system, and then we don't have to. It doesn't need to become a whole thing. So that's what Lala was kind of doing. Although I do really like Lala.
I thought though that you like Lala?
I really do like Lala.
I think the way that Lala was obnoxious. I think that Lala is a hypocrite. But
everyone's a hypocrite. Everyone in the world is a
hypocrite.
hypocrite.
I would just like people to invite Lala's ex-husband back. Let's go hang out with Lala's ex-husband. And Lala wants to compare her situation to Ariana's. She never owned her home with you were living in his
part
home.
where Rand is just coming into the they're talking about him, and I'm like,
can't you see how sexy? Oh, you haven't seen him.
I haven't even seen him yet. I don't know what happens with him or with Shay. So don't tell me anything, because I'm genuinely so excited to see how everything goes down.
Nothing. Okay. Anyway, so Joe ended up going on Rachel's podcast. Now I can't possibly listen to this garbage, but Amanda was able to trudge through it. So give us a little bit of a rundown here.
Okay, well, now I took this screenshot of, because the way I saw this, I sent this to you. It was a TikTok, and it was like, this week on Rachel Goes Rogue. And then it was just a couple of clips, but it's like, Joe back for part 2. And then it just flashes to Joe, and she's drumming. She's doing like an air drum. I was like, oh my God, Joe, you're making it way too easy for all the memes. So I took this screenshot. She's fucking, yeah, here I am, Joe, just chilling.
I just like, what is Joe? I understand. Okay, so a lot of things have come out about Joe and
Schwartz. Now, Schwartz also, this is part of this. Schwartz went on Brittany and Jax's podcast also to be like, look, I was keeping my mouth shut about what a crazy bitch this girl is, but I'm over it. And it's enough. Now, I said this last night on Justine's podcast. I think I am such a huge believer in two things can be true at the same time. I think in most cases, two things are usually true at the same time. So yeah, I do believe that Schwartz breadcrumbed her and led her on.
Yeah.
And also I think that Joe did get a little bit too, the way she handled the fallout was not how a 35-year-old woman should be handling.
She's 35.
Yeah. Maybe older now. Yeah. So I don't know. And also, I just don't think the decision to go on Rachel's podcast now twice, I don't know if that's the best outlet.
I think what's challenging is probably for someone like Joe is she also wants a little bit of the fame. And I think she's probably in a desperate place.
She has merch.
She doesn't have money though. And I think that she's trying to. So there's this balance, right? There's this feeling of okay, well, I need to hold on to whatever I can get out of this, I guess. And also this man has led you on a lot.
Okay, look, join the club, girl.
No, trust me. Yeah. Trust me. That's why I say she's 35. These are things that I was worked up about when I was 24, 26, 26 pushing it. But I was hung up on someone when I was 25. Okay. Now, if someone tells me they don't want me, I get the hint.
Why would you even want to? You don't need to know why. You don't need to have any closure. Just, okay, that's it. It's over.
Though, I think if I can just reflect back to Tom's bullshit about being you know what? I just don't think we should be together. But maybe in 8 years, we're going to get married. You're beautiful. You're sexy.
That's why I believe
how else is she supposed to feel? I feel bad for her in that part.
He completely mind fucked her. But again, this is a tale as old as time, and men will continue to do this too. And women will continue to do this to men until the world stops spinning.
I did forget to show some of these beautiful sandwiches.
They look good. This one down at the bottom corner here with the kind of the French bread, that one's gonna tear up your mouth.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I like bread, but I would need to dip that in soup or something.
We do have a tiny little bit into JoJo world.
Oh, today. There are Justines in this.
And this just says JoJo Siwa always looks like she's auditioning to join Tom Sandoval in the most extras. And you know what? I could see that happening, except that JoJo's way too famous to have anything to do with Tom Sandoval and the most extras.
They're friends, John. They were in Special Forces together.
And come to find out, that's the person that she was at Disney with, was someone from not Tom Sandoval, but Tyler Cameron from Special Forces.
I don't know who that is.
Who's also from The Bachelor or something, or The Bachelorette. Okay, great. Well, let's get into a little bit of RuPaul's Drag Race.
Okay.
All right. So, Amanda, did you watch the first 2 episodes of All Stars 9?
No, because I'm just really
you said
into
you were going to
Vanderpump.
download them and you didn't.
I don't need to download them, babe. I do have Paramount Plus on my my VPN on my computer.
Okay.
So I don't know. Maybe I'll just wait until the end and then I'll binge everything. Or should I just start now because I could catch up pretty easily? Hey,
I would start now because then we could talk about it. Because I do think some of our shorts about RuPaul's Drag Race got us some traction and some subscribers.
Ooh, okay,
so
sure.
let's kind of
remind me to do it. Be like,
here's the unfortunate part is that because this is now a non-elimination charity thing, the stakes in the episodes are incredibly low, and it's kind of resolves. The resolution of each episode is like, okay. Like,
okay. Yeah.
Yay, this person won.
All right,
I guess.
See you next week.
This episode was the Snatch Game of Love, and this is what they've been doing on this All Stars. Which are annoying.
Can I guess who all these people are?
Yes. Let's look at the top row here, and then I'll tell you if you're right.
Okay, Liberace.
Okay, but can you start at the beginning?
Okay, that's the only one I can even tell.
Oh, okay.
Imelda Marcos.
Where's Imelda Marcos?
I don't know, the very first one. I don't know. I see some kind of Brazilian looking. I don't know. I have no idea. Is the second one RuPaul? Third one is Liberace. Fourth one is Cleopatra. Is this one on the bottom could also be Liberace, and then I don't know the other two.
Okay, well, top row is Angeria as Marla Gibbs. From like the Jeffersons, I think. Or one of those shows from back in the day. She did a really good job of volleying with RuPaul, about all this stuff. So she did a really good job. I actually kind of thought she was going to be towards the top. Then we have Roxy as...
Oh, that's Roxy. Okay.
She's playing Tasha Salad.
Oh God, but she's already brought that back again before when she did the talent show.
And it was pretty bad because she was like, I'm really glad that you like all my new dressing.
Yeah,
that
it
was
didn't
like
work.
the ultimate joke there.
It's like it was like funny the first time, and then she ruined it the second time. I don't know why she'd bring it back.
It wasn't ever funny, I think.
So was she good on the Snatch Game here?
She was. No, that's the problem.
Okay.
Like,
just Roxy's not good at Snatch Game, and that's fine. I wouldn't be.
A few of these people just should have been not a part of this. Anyway, that's why. There should have been eliminations.
What would you be in Snatch Game?
I have no idea because I think maybe like Ina Garten could be fun.
Oh yeah. Oh, you have to fight Nick for that.
But I would want to be something a little more over the top. So probably like Anna. She already did Anna Nicole Smith. Yeah, but something that's just like ridiculous. I wouldn't. No, because Adore was the ultimate.
Yeah, she was really good.
So good.
Also, I would have a fucking panic attack. I'm just not good at improv.
I would just never want to go on RuPaul's Drag Race. So how about that?
It wouldn't. It's a moot point.
I'd get kicked off nearly immediately because I'd be embarrassed. I'd be sweating so much. Yeah. Like the amount of sweat would just be.
Oh God, and then the reading challenge. I mean, all of it.
You know what? I think the reading challenge I could actually probably excel at. But now we have Chanel as Liberace.
Okay.
She was actually really good. I thought she did a more like true to Liberace version, but Nina West also did Liberace. And anyway, then we have Georges as John Leguizamo. But I think when she said John Leguizamo, she said John Leguizamo. John, she didn't pronounce his name right.
How old is she?
I was just like, she's like 24.
Okay, well, I guess.
Then we have Vanjie in the bottom here as Cleopatra.
Okay, I like that idea of doing like a character, like
I do too, person, like a historical character. I think that would probably that's a good way to go. I think because you don't really know anything about them.
Like when what's her name? Alexis Mateo did Alicia Keys, but she just made her pregnant and a lesbian. And it totally works.
Still because she's funny. Alexis Mateo is
pretty hot.
I remember back in the day though, when her original season aired, I remember being like not too hot on her, like thinking she was that great. But then, you know, over time, I'm like, this bitch is really... Anyway, Vanjie was fine. She was Vanjie as Cleopatra. How about that?
I mean, Vanjie's funny as a character, so that would actually be fine with me. Okay.
I kind of think... Anyway, and then we have Nina West as Liberace by way of Paul Lynde is really what was...
It was okay, but they both are Liberace. Okay, so I guess
yes.
Liberace, correct. Great.
I thought Nina West was one of the top 2. Oh.
Okay, not surprising.
And so was... Oh, Gottmik. Now, the next one was Ali Wong.
Oh,
Plastique as Ali Wong, and her entire joke
was that she's pregnant?
No, was that she was showing her beef because Ali Wong was in that show Beef.
But that's not even funny. She should have just been pregnant, which was
she
Ali
was
Wong's
pregnant.
thing. Oh, she was also
but she
pregnant.
was the reason this picture has that like thing over it is because she was showing her twat. The whole time
not
and being
a
like,
good joke at all.
No, this is what I'm saying. This bitch would have been in the bottom. Anyway, now I think Plastique is utter perfection. So she wouldn't have gone home, but she would have been in the bottom, probably with Georges. And then we finally have Gottmik. And I'd like you to try and guess. Someone said that you're never going to guess this.
Norma Desmond, like Gottmik someone from that kind of era?
No.
Okay.
Well, she is someone from that era, I guess.
Betty Davis?
She is the dog who played Lassie as like an old Hollywood outfit.
I don't even know why you'd have me guess. Okay, that's pretty funny, actually.
Okay, she was one of the top 2. I thought she was pretty funny, too. I definitely wouldn't have probably put her as the top 2, and then she ended up winning the whole episode because of the way they do it, which is fine.
I remember that episode. No, it wasn't.
Oh, sorry if I gave the whole thing away to you guys, but watch the show anyway.
The season with the reunion was during COVID, so they all also had to do it from home. That poor season. But it was also the season with the person that was gonna win, but then they got Me Too'd.
Oh yes, Sherry Pie.
Sherry Pie.
She wasn't Me Too'd. She was asking men
She's pretending to be a Hollywood agent.
Like asking them to send her naked photos and like to shoot up steroids and shit.
I think she wanted like audition videos of them like jerking off. And then she didn't apologize. Like she went on a news program and was like, yeah, I'm just doing a lot of work. It was very Jax Taylor. Like, I'm just doing a lot of work on myself.
I guess like about a month ago, she was trying to do a resurgence by selling cameos and etc. And the RuPaul, the Drag Race girls ate her alive.
Good, they should. But on that season on Snatch Game, the one girl who made it to the final 3 did like an AI robot. And I thought that was brilliant too. It was very funny.
And she won. She was good. Good. Gigi good. She won Snatch Game. She didn't win the season. That's when Jada Essence Hall won. And you know what? I'm so glad Jada Essence Hall won. She's so good. And you know what? On All Stars,
I didn't think she was that great, babe.
Okay, All Stars, all winners.
Oh no, I guess I liked her on that. I didn't care about her on that season.
I didn't care about her.
And we know one of the drag queens on that season.
We do.
And they kind of got the villain edit. And I was like,
can I tell you something about that? Yeah, I know. That was unfortunate.
Yeah. He was fine.
I think it was because Sherry Pie was supposed to get part of the villain edit, and because they had to cut Sherry Pie out.
I don't think Sherry Pie was getting the villain edit
at
all. I think
they were.
Are you sure?
Yeah, because
I think she was gonna win.
It doesn't matter. It was still her and that other person arguing at Aiden Zane all the time. That was their whole
I loved Aiden Zane. She was like my favorite because she was just weird. And she did from Rocky Horror, remember that? And they made her like apologize.
She was terrible.
Yeah.
And the lady came out later and was like, this is a terrible representation of me.
So shitty. She should have just come out and been like, that was so sweet that she thought to do that. Like when Megan Fox came out and was like saying that the girl from Love is Blind who said she looked like Megan Fox was like, you all need to calm down and stop being a bitch. This girl is beautiful. Like that's what that woman should have done.
You know, Drag Race likes to cast people that they know are going to embarrass themselves and then get kicked off.
Oh, the poor
I'm not saying Aiden Zane embarrassed themselves. What I'm saying is they all They never cast all people who are possibly going to win. They have to have, but that's what I think in this season, it would benefit from some eliminations. And then this lip sync, a lot of people are saying it was one of the worst lip syncs in like history.
Ooh, okay, now spoiler alert, I guess, but fast forward.
I already said it.
Oh, you did?
It was Nina West and Gottmik. Okay. And Nina West.
And it's winners go against each other.
Yes, the top two. They lip sync for, now they're doing lip sync for your charity, but
oh my God, I hate that. I really
again, well, I think, trust me, I literally donate to charities every month. I care about charities. I think it also lowers the stakes too. It also makes it like, but also like, I think it's exciting when the queens win money. I think that's more exciting almost because they've put anyway. But Nina West had been wearing this outfit every week, you know, because they all get ready in case they're going to have to do the lip sync.
Right.
And so Nina West was wearing this thing and it said my lip sync dress or something on across the front. And it was this like big, ugly church robe almost looking thing. So then she takes this song, which was by, I can't remember, Anita, who was the guest judge. It's this sexy song. And she starts like taking this lip sync dress thing off. Okay. And it's all these numerous reveals, except every reveal was done so badly. And they also were revealed to like nothing. And each of the things had words on them, but you couldn't really read what the words said. And the camera refused to like zoom in on any of it or pay any attention to anything that.
Okay.
It was a mess. And a lot of people are. It was, I can't remember. It was like a really sexy, like poppy Latin song. Cause it was by this artist, Anita. It was a mess is what else.
I think the worst song I ever saw on Drag Race was, and they really made a snack out of it. I honestly think that they had Michelle Visage and RuPaul come back and do like,
they did the thing where they're like, this is the gayest song. This is like the gay
and it
song.
Was what was the song?
I Will Survive.
I Will Survive, and it was Honey Mahogany and
Layla McQueen, and they both. No, that was Toxic. Honey Mahogany was Toxic.
I think Honey Mahogany was also.
No, that was Dax exclamation point.
Oh, Dax exclamation! That was the very first episode me and Nick ever did of Squirrel Friends.
Pulling out the names, baby. They've had a lot of drag queens at this point. I think I'll just say, and now this has been said a million times, Drag Race, reel it in. It's okay. Give us a minute to fucking breathe because I don't care about your show anymore. And it's making me sad. I love Drag Race. And now because they're constantly on, it's like, yeah, give us a little bit of time here.
Okay. The one I'm thinking of is the Honey Mahogany one. What was that song?
That one was Toxic. And it was with Vivian Panay.
Okay, yes.
And they both got kicked off. But the I Will Survive one was like, they cut to Rue and Michelle being like, this is the gay anthem.
It's impossible
if you don't know how to do this song, like if you don't know how to do this song, you're not a drag queen. You might as well just go drive off a bridge.
Literally anybody could do this. You can't fuck this song up.
This is beginner drag queen. If you can't if you fuck this up, you're a moron.
Because they never cut to them talking at all during that part.
Never.
So, anyway, but
and you knew they were gonna. Oh yeah, I will say though the old Drag Race is where it's at.
Oh, baby. So that was the very first double elimination.
I don't think I would ever go back now and like rewatch season 14 or season 13.
No, I would always rewatch seasons 2
take me
8.
To 4. 5.
What's your favorite season of non-All-Stars?
I think 4 and 5.
Yeah, 4 was the very first one the very first episode I ever watched. It was with Nick and our other roommate Carissa, and it was Float Your Boat. And we were like, Willem is totally gonna win. And then he got kicked off of the next episode.
Well, they did a fake out on that too, because Willem should have won the episode.
Well, yeah, they won.
And then they kick her off on the episode they win.
Oh, so good though.
But there's what did Willem do? This is so topical too, guys.
It's always season 4 of Drag Race is always topical.
It really is. If you're not into Drag Race, I think Mary was saying that they were going to start watching Drag Race. Hope you're in it, baby.
Oh, season 5 and 6 are so good too.
Season 5
8.
is good. You know what? Season 3 is really good too. So is season 2.
Too. Season 3 is catty.
It is. I really like it though,
cunty.
because they haven't become like, they haven't let like,
it wasn't a big thing then.
Social media and stuff like dictate how they're gonna act. Nowadays, they say bitchy stuff, but.
And then season 2, Tyra Sanchez wins, and she got a villain. She didn't really get a villain edit. She was a villain for the entire season.
One of my favorite.
And then she threatened to blow up drag in New York when I was gonna go. Or no, wait, it was the year after in LA. She was threatened. She had a countdown on her webpage, like
I remember
3 days until I blow up drag.
She didn't say blow up.
Well, it was like a ticking time bomb. She was pretty much indicating she was going to blow it up.
One of my favorite reads from a reading challenge is Pandora Box being like, Tyra Sanchez, if you're America's sweetheart, America needs a heart transplant. It's like, oh my God. Yeah, so anyway, you know what's some garbage that came out this week that I'm not excited about?
Okay, so are you privy to this?
The Beetlejuice.
I
sequel,
didn't. No, look,
y'all.
I didn't. This movie is called Beetlejuice. I'm not a Tim Burton stan because claymation freaks me. Claymation.
Okay, this isn't claymation.
Yeah, like the little when things like pop out of someone's face. It's like that.
Okay.
The Tim Burton claymation scares me, and marionettes also really scare me. I don't.
I love both of those things. This last Halloween, I went to LA and I went to see a marionette show on Halloween night.
God, that's a nightmare.
It's at this place called Bob Baker's Marionette Theater. It's been around since like the 50s. And so they have like all these amazing vintage it was amazing. And it's all these performers with marionettes.
Yeah, I think it's cool that people can do that. Cool. It's fascinating. There was a Canadian TV show called Thunderbirds from the 70s that was about marionettes. It's what that South Park marionette movie is kind of based on. It's called Thunderbirds. And then whenever they would do a close-up of one of the marionettes like grabbing for something or like turning a dial, it would be like a human hand. And it was so freaky.
Okay, I don't like that.
I thought you were gonna say that you saw the Nightmare Before Christmas like live in concert with like the Philharmonic playing, because I had a friend that went to that in New York. But speaking of which, the Muppet Christmas Carol is doing that in Calgary, and I really want to go. And I want to
with the Muppets.
It's like they play the Muppet Christmas Carol movie, but then it's a live Calgary Philharmonic place. But it's like really expensive for tickets. It's like $70 for like shitty seats. But I would fucking lose my mind.
It's
my favorite Christmas movie.
Let's talk a second here about. I was looking to go to a concert. Okay, Luann is coming here, y'all. Countess Luann is coming here. It's at Celebrity Theater. Tell me how much you think a ticket is that's not like in the back section. How much do you think a ticket to Countess Luann at Celebrity Theater is?
Okay, now I'm prefacing this in the fact that when she came to Calgary, the tickets were like $50 for like a cabaret kind. Oh no, she was at like a casino by my mom's house, and it was like $50. Okay, so are they expensive? $180 for bad seats.
Okay, not 180, but $120
for bad seats.
Countess Luann.
Yeah,
no, not bad seats, fine seats. But it should be $50 you're for Countess Luann, babe.
$50 and a 2-drink minimum. That's what it should be.
Like, not even. I say $50, fine. Not a 2-drink minimum, because it's not at a cabaret. It's at a freaking it is the one that spins.
Okay, I didn't even know that was a thing.
But for some concerts, they just have it facing one direction. Like I went and saw the RuPaul's Drag Race Battle of the Seasons, like way back in the day there with Adore, Courtney Act, the other ones, Alaska was in it. That was amazing.
How much was that?
That was like $39 or something.
Okay. And Justine is saying that they were actually around $100 when she was in Calgary. So.
Oh, okay.
I'm just like,
also wanted to go to this other concert, Remy Wolf. If anyone has any idea who Remy Wolf is, it's like they're a singer, and I liked their music. They're like, oh, they're having a concert. I'm like, okay, let me look up tickets to their concert. $145. I'm like, you aren't even that, like, what?
I've never heard of that person.
What has happened? And then people wonder why, like, oh, you know, people just aren't going to concerts anymore. I wonder freaking why. You can't go to a concert for $30 anymore unless you want to sit in the freaking nosebleeds. I looked at the tickets to the J-Lo concert just to troll her because, you know, they were doing...
Did you see that interview with Sterling K. Brown?
I did. Where she's like, funny. You know, I'm Puerto Rican and and he's like, you're Puerto Rican? And she's like, yes, I am. And he's like, ooh, wow, I didn't know that.
And then she's like, I love rice and beans. And he's like, I don't know how to say rice and beans in Spanish. How is it?
It's like arroz. Arroz is rice.
He just says it to himself under his breath, and she is over it. She is so pissed, and he does not give a shit. I can't. Oh, I love it. Can we go back to Beetlejuice here?
Yes.
Okay. Now I don't like Tim Burton, although I appreciate.
Have you seen Beetlejuice 1?
I have, but it's not like a thing that I stand. Also, Edward Scissorhands I saw when I was too young, so I always considered it a horror movie. I
used to be afraid of Edward Scissorhands.
It's scary. And it's a horrifying concept, but I kind of love, like, now I understand the whole campiness of it, and the Vincent Price was in it. Like, that's pretty cool. But I appreciate Beetlejuice for what it is. And the lore of it. And it is kind of a gay movie. I feel like there's a gay quality to it. So I didn't even know that there was going to be a Beetlejuice 2, and it's called Beetlejuice. I think it looks really cool, and it's perfect casting. I mean, Winona Ryder's coming back. Jenna Ortega's in it. They got rid of that Jeffrey Jones role. They wrote him out.
Well, I wonder why. Anyway. I think, unfortunately, Tim Burton has really lost his way. And I love Edward Scissorhands, the original Beetlejuice.
Okay.
You know, what are the other ones he did? Like Frankenweenie, a bunch
Willy
of older...
Wonka. I feel like we all... I think
that is about when he...
together.
That's about when he...
I think we liked that. We went to see that together.
I think I hated it. There's no way I liked that.
I think we laughed a couple times. I remember
laughing at something doesn't mean you.
We all used to quote when he goes, "I can't understand you when you mumble." We always used to quote that. Anyway, whatever. I don't think it was good.
I'm on the fence about Beetlejuice, but I will probably see it. But I'm sure it's going to get bad reviews. And I think one struggle of all these sequels and movies nowadays is the way that everything is shot so HD. It's just it takes away. If I'm watching a movie, thanks, Hollow All the Way. Like, I love The Nightmare Before Christmas. I
hate that movie.
I actually don't think he directed it.
Yeah, he did. It's from the mind of Tim Burton.
There's one of the movies, though, he didn't actually direct, and I think most people think he directed it, but because his name's attached to it. Oh, yeah,
because doesn't the guy who does the voice of Jack Skellington, isn't he the one that was in charge?
That's Danny Elfman.
Yeah.
He wrote all the music, I think.
Okay, so then he also made himself the voice.
Speaking of, I saw a thing of Danny Elfman just the other day on TikTok. I guess he has like a rock band of some sort, and he was shirtless. And this man, I think he's almost 70 or something. He is jacked and tatted up completely.
Oh, all right.
And if you saw any of the clips from that Nightmare Before Christmas concert they did last year with like the people from it, I wouldn't have assumed that he was jacked up and tatted. Like, he just seemed kind of like a quirky old man. But when you see him in this, I was like, geez. I mean, anyway.
Yeah, that bothers me because in the Kidnap the Santa Claus clip, Catherine O'Hara fucks up the words, and I like.
Oh,
and like I know that she probably like killed herself over that. Like I would have been like, fuck, but it bothers me.
This is a controversial take, but I do love the Nightmare Before Christmas overlay that they do on the Haunted Mansion at Disneyland.
Oh, okay, no, I can
love it.
That. Yeah,
it's really cool. They put all the characters in it, and they do all kinds of stuff.
I think that's fine. Anyway, I'll see Beetlejuice. I mean, it's fine. I like, and Catherine O'Hara came back for that, and Winona Ryder.
Yeah. We did have hot topics here, the Four Seasons baby, but I think that somewhat belongs in TikTok. You don't stop. All right.
Great.
Let's get into actually, before I let Amanda go, I'm going to
I don't really have anything.
Oh, I thought you had your little hole.
Oh, I'd graze. But I didn't really go in a wormhole.
Now, I will say that this was equally my fault. Probably. I'm not going to give it fully on myself. There is a resolution here. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna meet Amanda here at 2:10. I even text her and saying, hey, let's meet at 2:10 so we can like vibe because I'm annoyed and blah, blah, blah.
And guess what? I need 5 more minutes.
At 2:10, I'm like, I need 5 minutes. And then the entire setup of this, I also had no camera on, talking into my phone, pounding food. And so what happened was there's an In-N-Out burger really close to my house, like not far, like really close.
That must be new. There wasn't one back then. There's only be the one up in
Oh baby, our valley is there's In-N-Outs everywhere here, all over the place. There's one right by the 136. You know, we would have been there
by Mason Community College.
Yeah.
No main roads to Jack in the Crack.
Anyway, I go to In-N-Out because I'm like, great. I have certain things that I'm like, okay, I know I'll eat this. I won't feel gross about it. I don't know. There's some anyway.
No, In-N-Out's good.
I really am like, great, In-N-Out. I'm gonna go. I get in the drive-through line. Now, my first problem. I understand the drive-through line usually takes a while. I got there about I guess it was whatever. It was with plenty of fucking time, is all I'm gonna say.
And I will also say that on TikTok, like the big thing about In-N-Out is that like even with a long line, these people are out there in roller skates with their iPads and they're like knocking this shit out and it's so impressive. So even if I got in a line and it was long, if it was In-N-Out, I would think in my head, yeah, but they got this. They got
usually it is. In fact, usually at this one, there's 2 people standing outside with iPads, like walking down the line of cars. Anyway, I'm not gonna fault them. I understand you're busy. Now, I ended up being stuck in the drive-thru for 40 minutes. Stuck.
What was your order? Did you get animal style?
No. I get a double meat hamburger.
Okay.
And I get the whole grilled onion on it.
Yeah, you gotta.
And then I get the regular fries and a drink. I've gotten the animal style fries before.
The fries there are bad.
But then I get a protein style burger just for some balance.
Oh, so healthy.
I try and be like, not at all, babes. Anyway, so took 40 minutes. And my annoyance here is that I'm sitting in my car as the time's ticking on. We pull up to the speaker box and I see the 2 cars in front of me. They have, 6 people in their fucking car. Okay. And they get up to the speaker box after equally waiting in line here now 30 minutes by the time you get to the speaker. And they're like, one of the people, the person in the car window ordering is holding their phone. So they must have a list.
So you know that, they're ordering for more than one
that they're fucking ordering. Then they're turning backwards, asking the people behind them, hey, what do you want?
Who probably haven't even thought about it for the whole 30 minutes of waiting. You should fucking know.
I could lose my mind about that shit.
Dude, I'm going
to babe. Like, order your fucking food.
Going to Music Man on Saturday with Justine, and we might go out beforehand. And like, she sent me a menu here. She's like, here's a place nearby with like non-alcohol beer. And I already have like 5 options of what's on the menu for that.
That's how I am too.
I already know.
And at In-N-Out, your options are a burger and fries and a drink. How many pieces of meat do you want on your burger? Get a freaking grip.
You want cheese or no?
After that car goes, the car right in front of me, I'm like, this bitch better know. This bitch better know what they're ordering. She better freaking know. Nope. Chatting, then turning around. What did you want?
Oh my God, I would be screaming.
Oh, I was, but of course my windows are up, but I'm sure people can hear me at some point. I know it. Because I'm like, order your fucking food. You don't fucking know what you fucking wanted. In-N-Out, you're fucking joking.
No, that's crazy.
It's not even, there's nothing on the menu. And what did you do for 30 minutes?
I know. That's all I'd be thinking about.
I practiced my order out loud in that 30 minutes just so I can be done. And you better believe when I got up to the speaker, they're like, hi. They spoke to me instantly. I said exactly what I wanted and I pulled forward. And of course, when I roll up the window, I'm self-righteous as hell. Thank you, Littaby. I am self-righteous in that. And I was like, yeah, It took me all of 20 fucking seconds there. God damn it.
No, it's true. I feel that same way about women in the bathroom. Like, I don't understand what takes people so long to pee.
I just think that most people
30 seconds or less, 15 seconds or less.
I think we're highly aware of our own selves and others and the situation of everything. That comes with anxiety and all of that.
Yeah, it's fun.
So I'm so highly aware that it drives me crazy.
And I'm always
but I think so many people
ahead.
Oh yeah, I'm like, okay, what do I need to do? How am I going to do this? How am I going to handle it? But I think other people just are like,
they're just walking around.
I kind of wish I was like that.
Oh, me and Jody say this all the time. What would that be like? And to laugh at like a mid joke, to genuinely laugh at like a mid joke,
just to be like straight, like average, middle of the road,
unironic.
Speaking of straight, before we move on, this coming month on Patreon, I hope we don't alienate anyone. We are doing June, which again was not my idea. It was Amanda's idea. Thank you, Amanda.
Everybody look up Leslie Uggams. June is busting out all over.
Yes.
And the world you will be introduced to.
And what we've decided is for our month of Patreons, each week we're going to do a different gay week. So 1 week's going to be gay movies. 1 week's going to be gay TV. 1 week's going to be gay.
That's really as far as we went. But gay podcast, we could talk about Lady Watch for an hour.
Ooh, gay podcast, gay music. Oh, and gay musicals. You
the
guys
of them all.
I hope we're not alienating y'all, because I know there's a lot of y'all that are women. There's mostly women, in fact, I believe.
Oh, we love the gay.
But hopefully you guys are allies for Pride Month.
We are though, and okay, even if we talk about like sitcoms, like I want to do gay topics in shows that were like ahead of its time, like the kiss,
like when Ellen came out, and
sure, and like when on Will and Grace when they that was that the first male on male kiss. Like in the show, in the world of the show, and in reality, it was the first.
I think it was the first one on network television.
That might have been what it was, but I'm excited. Yeah. So, and if anyone has any ideas, please message us. I think our email address is on here, right?
Yeah, give us ideas. Like I would actually really love ideas for our Patreon, because I want to make sure that we're like doing shit that you guys would like to listen to.
Yeah, let us know.
I can understand if listening to another recap of, Designing Women is, mid for you.
Every time the Designing Women week comes up, I think we're both like, oh,
it's unfortunate because I think I like Designing Women, and I think if I was able to binge it or was going to watch it more or something, I would. But taking the episodes out individually, it's a challenge. It hasn't aged that well.
Maybe we should, solo always women can be gay. Maybe we should do we can have your mother on as a guest.
We're like, hey mom, you want to be on Lesbian Week?
Talk about your lesbian stuff.
No thanks. We can't. Oh yes, you're right though. There is more gayness than just gay men, and that is the problem with privileged gay men like me, is we do just think singularly. Pride Month's about me. So yes, you're right. So I think that's a wonderful idea. But I definitely want to do one about musicals. That'd be fun. And I kind of like the idea of not having to stick to one specific thing, but more of like a topic.
I love it. That works out. I'm excited.
Yeah. We're trying things, baby. And we appreciate you, us. We appreciate you for following.
You appreciate us. Yeah.
Following us. Show me to me, Rachel. Show me. Have you seen that TikTok? Show me to me, Rachel. Show me to me, Rachel.
I mean, I know that reference, but no. Okay. What's next? I mean, I know that that's a thing, but that's about as much as I know.
Oh, right. So what is next? It's technically your turn to talk about your shit.
Okay. Well, again, if you want to listen to me talk about VPR, go check out me talking to Justine. Ooh, yeah. Check me out on Shore Store to talk about VPR. But the only other thing I really watched this week, what do I even have on my list? Do I have stuff?
We got Grey's. You had a good. You said you had a Grey's recap, and I would love to hear a good one that I could maybe clip into a short. So let me find the Grey's. Where's the Grey's picture?
I didn't even put one. It's just so not a thing.
Okay, well,
you
tell
can
us
get
about
one.
Grey's, babe.
Okay, well, it's fine. Grey's Anatomy. Here we go. Now Maggie. Now remember how I said Maggie last week, and you were like, "Who the fuck is Maggie?" And I was like, "Well, obviously she's Meredith's long lost black sister, who is the daughter of the chief, Richard." And so she's back. She left the show, but she's back as if anyone fucking even wanted that. No one liked Maggie. Everyone was like, "Good riddance. Bye, bitch."
Great.
So she comes back. She comes off the elevator like, and like as if the audience was supposed to be like, Maggie is back. Look out. She goes off the elevator, and then Richard, her dad, chief of surgery. I don't even know if he's the chief anymore. I don't think he is. I think his dad is the chief now, but he comes up behind her. This is his line. And I hate expository dialogue. Listen to this. Maggie Pierce, as I live and breathe, coming all the way to Grey Sloan for one single patient, just goes to show what a great surgeon you are. I can't. This is her father.
That reminds me of like In the Heights for some reason when Nina comes back.
I don't
anyway.
know. Yeah, so that's that. Catherine Avery, who is now Richard's wife, who owns all the hospitals. She Amelia.
Who's Richard?
Richard is the chief of surgery.
Oh, okay.
The black guy has been on the show for like the whole time. Catherine Avery is now married to him because his wife was Loretta Devine. And there's so many impressions of her on TikTok because she's like, Richard, where are you, Richard?
I love Loretta Devine.
She's so good. And I think she got a Emmy for it or a Golden Globe for one season because she has dementia and she dies of it eventually. But so she has a whole dementia storyline. But all of it is like, where's Richard? I'm here to see him. Is he still seeing that woman? I know he is. Anyway, so now he's married to Catherine Avery, who owns the hospital. And Meredith and Amelia, who's Derek's sister, they have this secret like coup where they're trying to cure dementia, Alzheimer's, but they're doing it behind Catherine's back. So Amelia walks in and Catherine's in her office and Catherine's like, I'm just checking things out. And then she leaves the room and then Amelia dials Meredith and she's like, looks like we have a problem. That really goes nowhere. Maggie's patient is some gay couple and the guy is rejecting his heart transplant. So they want to get
gay?
They're both gay. Him and his boyfriend are gay together. Why
is he rejecting it?
Well, his body's rejecting it. He's not rejecting it.
Maybe what do you think? Do you think the heart was like a bigot or something?
I think so.
The first heart was a bigot and it's not nice. And his body's like, I can't have this mean heart.
They were really religious. They're from the Bible Belt. But anyway.
We're not saying all people from the Bible Belt are bigots. Sorry.
Meredith is in this episode. Again, I don't know why, but I think maybe it's like sweeps week or something. But Meredith's in the episode. Her daughter Zola.
I thought she was in the whole season.
No, she kind of pops in and out.
You're kidding.
But she still narrates like the intros sometimes. Her daughter Zola is now like 20 years old, which is like also
Meredith.
Meredith she has 3 children, John. With Derek. Wow. Zola was adopted from Africa.
Way before she ever had a baby.
Meredith has a new boyfriend who she's been dating for 2 years, and I could not even begin to guess what the name is. Paul. Let's go with that. And then so you know how last week, what's her name? Chandra Wilson. Bailey had the whole, she always has like oh man, what are we going to do about COVID? If people would just believe COVID. And then last week it was, when are these boys out there going to stop shooting each other with these guns? This week it was in the operating room. They're like, well, thoughts and prayers that this organ takes. And then somebody, I don't think it was Bailey, but somebody goes, prayers are great, but we wouldn't need them if more people were organ donors these days. And then all the surgeons and nurses are like,
and then at the end, it was like, if you'd like to become an organ donor, go to organ.com.
Someone with a clipboard. Hi.
Like, jeez.
I play Maggie Pierce on the hit show.
Salu Wallaway does have a question. When will Meredith's kids start working there? And you know what? I'm going to say that's going to be in the reboot. They're going to cancel Grey's in about 5 years. Then in 2 years, they'll do Grey's Anatomy 2.0 or something like that.
Me and Justine were talking last night about like, it will be this year. I'm not even saying this to be funny. This year or next season of Teen Mom. The kids are now 16 years old, like the babies. Like,
well, you know what's going to happen in one of these.
one's gonna have a teen pregnancy. Of course they are. Generational, or something even worse will happen. Like something really horrific will happen to the kids.
Think, some of these shows make room for new works. There's been a lot out lately about how they're saying that Hollywood is dying, basically the whole industry of Hollywood. And here's an idea. Stop making sequels to everything. Stop making fucking the same shit over and over. I don't need to see the reboot of the same crap.
Do you want to hear the rest of what happened on Grey's Anatomy?
Sure.
The tall guy. There's this tall Asian guy whose name I don't know, but I guess I like him.
He's hot, right?
He's hot, but he's kind of like an asshole with a heart of gold. I think they're trying to make him Alex Karev. Him and the pretty poor little rich bisexual girl. She's bisexual because again, all the girls in the show are bisexual.
Every woman on the show is bisexual. All the men straight as an arrow.
Yeah, straight. Even the gay ones are pretty straight.
Because couldn't dare see an effeminate man on television unless you're laughing at them.
We don't want. They're funny. They're like the best friend. Meredith and her guy, I think, break up, and then at the end, Catherine fires Teddy because she tells her that Meredith's trying to solve Alzheimer's without Catherine knowing. So she fired Teddy as chief of surgery. And that's the end of my Grey's Anatomy recap. I should have a little animation. But
it really, almost every week, it feels more and more like you're speaking a foreign language that I don't understand.
But are you able to follow it a little bit? Like, were you able to follow that?
Well, the problem is I don't really retain what you said from the last week. So, like, you're continuing a storyline that I don't remember.
Your short-term memory is like, okay, I'm gonna let you pass. I'm gonna let this pass right on through.
Well, I'm like, I don't watch Grey's. I don't give a shit about Grey's. No offense. I give a shit about Amanda, though. Contrary to popular belief.
I'm another. Hell yeah. I also watched a movie, so I'll talk.
Ooh, Amanda watched a movie. I never watched a movie this weekend, unfortunately, because it was Memorial Day weekend, which usually causes, problems at the theater. Basically meaning that there's actually people going, and I don't like to go to a movie if there's more than about 4 people.
Last week,
I did flash back to that. Like I had forgotten that it had happened,
snorting now.
And I literally was like so agitated thinking about that. This was the movie I want to see. It is Furiosa, a Mad Max saga. I've heard it's pretty good, but I also heard it's like a complete CGI mess. And I will say this is part of our problem. Is guess what, y'all? Stop spending so much money on making movies. If you didn't spend $200 million making your movie, you wouldn't need to make $500 million to make it back.
Is that Anya Taylor-Joy?
Yes, it is.
I like her face.
And in the original movie, this part was played by Charlize Theron.
Okay. No, I saw that movie and it scared me.
Oh.
And that movie, Mad Max Fury Road, starts like the fifth movie of Harry Potter, where it just kind of starts halfway.
Oh yeah,
Hugh Jackson's.
I'm pretty sure the beginning is like it's a lizard crossing, and then a guy steps, like Mad Max steps on it, and then it's like cars chasing. Like,
yeah. And
just,
I'm like, what?
Which I like that. I like that trash. It's not trash. A lot of people really appreciate that movie. So I want to see this movie, but I also think that I'm gonna probably see it one of the days this week when there aren't a million people there. It does have Chris Hemsworth in it, but he's wearing really bad prosthetics to look like the lead bad guy from the first one, who was the old creeper, but he still is showing body. So I will probably be enjoying that. Then I also do want to see Babes.
I want to see
Ilana Glazer.
I looked up the entire plot.
Well, the idea is that I think Michelle Buteau is pregnant at the beginning, and then her friend Ilana Glazer is helping her out through that, and Ilana ends up getting pregnant herself, and she has to decide kind of whether she wants to keep it or not, and from all of that.
And the dad's not going to be a part of the baby's life.
So it's like about how they support each other and all of that. And I mean, it's directed by Pamela Adlon. I didn't realize that.
I love that. I mean, I'm sure that this will be great. And I'm sure that men won't like it, but I don't really know.
I mean, according to the top, it says the comedy of the year and the bridesmaids of baby making. And you guys know I am very bitter about babies and children and all of that. But I do think I will enjoy this movie because it will probably have an interesting perspective about it.
I'm like, you guys, movies made by women and directed by women can be really funny.
What?
Yeah, it's weird. Have you ever seen the movie Plan B? It's really good. It's like about two teenagers, and it goes. They go far. There's like a blowjob in it. Like one of the girls, this Indian girl. And I only say that because I love that there was like an Indian girl as the lead, and it's not really mentioned. And she gets pregnant, and it's like all about her and her friend having to drive to like a different state to get the Plan B pill, and it's hilarious. It's like hijinks ensues. It's like super bad, and it goes very far. I'd really recommend that.
There was a movie like a few years ago called like 90 Days, and the idea was like this person thinks they got HIV, but you have to wait like a 90-day period between.
Oh my god!
When you really know if you have it or not,
I would spiral out of control. You would have to.
I never watched the movie because I'm like, I would be too freaked out by this whole situation. Totally. Yeah, that's a no. I've had a scare before, so yeah. Anyway, this week there's a couple movies coming out. This one's called In a Violent Nature.
Oh my god!
I tried to upload the poster, couldn't get it to work. This is like, I believe, like kind of an A24 type. I believe. Okay. Now, I am a lover of the Friday the 13th oeuvre. That's one of my favorite of the horror movies, is the Friday the 13th series. All of them, honestly. Okay. Like some of them are bad, yes, but a lot of them are great, especially the old ones. And I think this is a lot like that. It's like this guy just basically is like a killer, and it's called In a Violent Nature.
Yeah, okay.
Allegedly, it has amazing kill scenes, and you know.
Okay, I won't be seeing that, but I'm sure it's doing well.
And then to wrap it up, I didn't even know this was coming out. I had no idea. And today, when I Google searched new movies coming out this week, this popped up for me. And I can't wait to see it. It's my new movie of the week. It's called Summer Camp, and it stars Diane Keaton, Kathy Bates, Alfre Woodard, and Eugene Levy.
Yeah, Eugene Levy, you don't need to say yes to everything, dude. You're like really famous. Did you know that?
Excuse me? They're all famous too, babe.
I know, like, but he really does. Like, he did all the American Pie movie. Like, he just.
Oh, well, yeah, that I agree.
He doesn't need to be the Eugene Levy of every movie. You don't.
Well, I'm sure he has a 5-minute cameo in this. And this idea here, I believe it's called, it says, it's kind of hard to read this here.
Having the time of their lives again.
So I didn't watch the preview, nothing. I just saw this was coming out, and I saw Diane is in her typical Diane costume, her look. Kathy Bates is sporting a look that I'm shook about. I've never seen her in this.
Yeah, you don't.
So I'm excited to see. I love Kathy Bates. I know you are kind of triggered by her, right?
No.
I thought someone said you looked like Kathy Bates and it triggered you.
No, maybe you think I look like Kathy Bates.
Do not. Okay. Who was that? That was another girl. Okay, then that's another friend of mine that I said, okay. Anyway, love Kathy Bates. And then Alfre Woodard. What I hate here is, why is this? Like, look how this is photoshopped.
Hang on.
This is the worst, like, movie poster.
Yeah, no, it's bad.
It looks like our weekly roundup cover, like with the like light flare in the back with the colored background and the writing. Like it's.
But you'll be seeing this. You'll be seeing this, and then going to be seeing this.
I'm definitely prioritizing Furiosa.
Okay.
Because I want to see that in a theater.
Yeah.
You know what's wild too? Challengers is already like available to rent at home. Like
I'm already over it.
So I'm every movie nowadays they put movies out like
it works out great for me.
Streaming 3 weeks after they've been out in a theater.
All right. Well, I watched a documentary. It's called What Jennifer Did. It's on Netflix. Now, what I like about this is that it is a documentary. It's about a Canadian girl, Joan. And and it's only one. Can you believe it? They didn't split it into a 6-part fucking miniseries.
Oh, it's one.
Just an hour and a half. people are like, oh, you'll be shook. They talked about it on Las Culturistas. Like, have you seen what Jennifer did? Oh, what she did was
I'm going to
great.
say, I think Las Culturistas, I think they're great. I think they're hilarious.
Careful.
I think they
have pretty polarizing opinions sometimes.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, which I like.
Which, I mean, so do we. I guess.
Yeah. Well, you more than me. Again, I'm flaky as shit. No, I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean that I don't really stick to my values or morals.
Oh yeah, you don't stand on authority and all that.
I'm like, sure, I'll go along with you if it makes my life easier. What was I talking about? Oh, Jennifer. So people.
What did Jennifer? Okay, can we do a spoiler alert?
Yeah, everyone's spoiler. So it starts out with, first of all, the movie's called What Jennifer Did.
Okay, so Jennifer did something.
Right. Starts out with this like 18-year-old Asian girl in a police interview talking about what she did. I mean, what's your first thought there? Oh, this bitch did it. She killed her parents. Her mom's dead, and her dad's in a coma. Killed? Yeah, her parents are killed. And then it's like her 911 call, and she's like, "Oh my god, my parents were just shot. Help me! Oh my god, I'm tied up." And I mean, my first thought, I'm like, "Oh, well, clearly Jennifer did it," and that was pretty much it. Nothing exciting happened.
Did Jennifer do it?
She like hired someone to kill her parents because they didn't let her. I mean, the stakes were pretty high. She was dating this hot guy.
Was he hot?
No, he was like busted and like a loser. Loser, and it was just like, okay, and he didn't. She's obviously a sociopath, and just like wanted to date this guy, and her parents didn't want her. They were very hard on her. They interviewed her childhood piano teacher, and the piano teacher's like, yeah, her dad was the one that drove her to and from. He just seemed really overprotective, and it's like, what? Why? Because he drove her to her piano lessons.
He's like, overprotective. Are you kidding?
Yeah, she broke down one day, and she was like, my dad just really wants me to do well in school, and he was really hard on me. He doesn't let me do anything. And then it turns out she did it.
That would have ended up being.
Yeah, that's pretty much. She hired someone. She hired someone, and he had a funny name. Like, remember how we had a weed dealer named Dishwater? Mm-hmm. It was like the hitman's name was something like that, and I think she paid him like $1,500. It was like a really low. It was. I'd be like, bitch, you better pay him more money.
People don't value life at all anymore. It's
Jennifer didn't. She needed to get that hot poon tank.
Wasn't she already getting it though?
No, they made her break up with him so they could be together.
She wasn't allowed to get it.
No, she needed that.
Oh, then I get it. I get it now.
Anyway, that's what Jennifer did, and I mean, it's fine.
Now. It's fine.
But also,
that she killed her parents. Jeez.
No, the movies, but also I couldn't play Candy Crush during it. I had to sit and like read a lot of subtitles because there's people in there that don't speak English. So like it really forced me to work on my concentration. So there's
TikTok, you don't stop.
Well, I'm happy for you.
Okay.
A lot of things were popping off on TikTok. First of all, how's Howie?
Still cranky. Still crabby.
Molting?
Not molting yet. She's not eating. I think that the mom.
It's been days, weeks.
It's been months
of this molt.
Well, she's not molting is the problem.
But she's also not eating.
Not eating because she's uncomfortable because she's she can't break out of the shell. So I don't know.
You think that the mom could like use a little like hammer and like help
people? Look, she's gone through all that with us, John. It's too sensitive.
Oh, duh.
The membranes. She's posting a lot of like throwback videos and stuff, which is great. But what are the big news on TikTok? Let's talk about that fucking baby first.
The 4 Seasons baby.
Okay, guys. Now, can I say something quickly? I do think that baby is really cute in that video. Now that like everything's washed over us, but it's really cute because it goes me, and then it goes. There's a little laugh that the baby does right after, and it's very cute. So I found that charming. So I'm into this baby. I'm obsessed with this baby. Then we get this. I get accosted with this.
It's now at the 4 Seasons, and it's not just at the 4 Seasons. It's in like the 4 Seasons ad. That's, I think, more the part where I'm like
eating truffle spaghetti with its hands all over its head. Okay, look. Oh, that's Miss Peaches. Don't you show Miss Peaches yet? Okay, I don't know. Okay. Now Jody's a mom. She loves all kids. Jody will say, I never think it's cute to see a baby with shit and food all over its face. And 4 Seasons posted this thing that's like, ooh, check out this baby and all this trouble. And it's just the entire TikTok is like, if I was you, I'd want to be me too. And it's just this baby eating with its hands. And I'm just having to watch this.
I think I'm just ultimately really bitter and jealous that I'm not at the Four Seasons eating truffle pasta. I've never stayed at the Four Seasons, and a baby's staying at the Four Seasons. Like, good for you. Her dad is hot. The dad, I saw someone, on a TikTok, people will make like thirst cuts of like people.
Sure.
Someone did one of the dad. They tracked down some video footage of the dad from, I don't know what the fuck it is, but
gosh, of course.
He's fine.
Anyway, that's fine. I mean,
great.
It's not the baby's fault, but and good for the parents. They got to go.
I'm going to do a slight segue now. I want on TikTok this week. Oh geez. God. Okay. If anyone has a smart, one of these like Apple remotes, or Apple mice like this.
Yeah.
You have the Apple one?
Yeah.
Not
the one I'm holding, but I do have it.
If I touch it in one certain spot, it expands my entire screen to a point where I cannot see anything. So could you take this picture off? I'm like in a struggle mode here. Alrighty. So this week, I saw a TikTok where someone was making Muddy Buddies, or people also call it puppy chow. We always called it Muddy Buddies. Okay.
Yeah.
Muddy Buddies were like,
sorry. I'm just
deleting. Jump scare. They're like, Chex cereal, and then you mix or you like melt chocolate chips and peanut butter and butter in the microwave, or like on the stove if you want, microwave, low budge. Then you stir it and then you pour it over the Chex. Okay. Then you mix it, and then you take that and you put it in like a bag with powdered sugar, and then you shake it all around. So then the powdered sugar is like encapsulating each piece. Okay.
Hell yeah.
Now, I saw TikTok where someone made these out of not Reese's.
Ritz
sandwiches. Sandwich
peanut butter
crackers.
Sandwiches. Yeah.
Those little like circle ones like this that have the peanut butter filling. And the fatness in me really, really, really got to me. It really jumped out, and I was like, I'm gonna need that now. So I went to the store, got all the ingredients, and I did make the Muddy Buddies with the Ritz cracker peanut butter sandwich things. But luckily, I also mixed in some regular Chex, because here I have some right here. I'm gonna show it to you guys. Okay. Here's a container with it. Here's the regular.
That looks really good. I'm so hungry and I have to pee so bad. I'm going to get disgusting after this is done. Ooh. Yeah.
A little preview for you.
What is ASMR tomorrow, by the way?
Ooh.
Can you give a little
track down those motherfucking Dolly Parton donuts?
Oh yeah. Okay.
All right. The Krispy Kreme situation over by my area, there ain't one. I'm gonna have to drive anyway. This is the Ritz with the filling. Here's my problem.
I can't believe that this is a segment.
Basically everything's a problem in my life is what it sounds. I just whine about everything.
It's all food based this week.
Most of it.
Yeah.
Don't tell skinny people though, because they'll judge me. The problem here for me is the Chex. When you have the Muddy Buddies with the Chex are really crunchy. Like, listen.
Yeah, it's air in there.
It's like crispy. Here, I'm gonna take a bite of this, and as a texture person,
it's not gonna be as satisfying. I can tell already.
No, listen.
No, it's too dense. Too dense, Joan.
It's a cracker, so it's just not as good. Unfortunately, I was so like, I would still try it. And if you're going to a party, try it like this, because they'll think that you're like kind of mixing it up, like put other things in it. I only wanted to say that because I had nothing to contribute here onto our TikTok section, and I realized I had that. What I will say though about TikTok is, if you're interested, you can head on over to TikTok and follow me on Open That Doll. I've been trying to do this real trashy thing where now people are like begging for followers on TikTok.
Oh, I saw that though. Do it. Do what you gotta do, girl.
I've gotten like 500 followers in the last like week by doing that.
Gosh. Can we do something like that on YouTube, please?
See, I think if one of us was willing to like actually take the plunge and put a TikTok of on here, we'd be fine. But I can't keep up on our Instagram, so I don't know how I'm gonna make the TikTok.
I mean, we could. We both technically.
We need to hire an intern. Is there an intern who'd like to be in charge of our Instagram?
Slut and a half top?
I fucking hate my Instagram. I hate doing Instagram. Yeah, could you be hot too? Hot and sexy? I want a hot and sexy little intern that I can me too. I'm just kidding.
Let's ram this down with
nothing
Miss Peaches.
To laugh about. Anyway, I'm losing my mind here. Yeah, let's get to Miss Peaches.
Oh my gosh, so Miss Peaches went missing this week, and Dave Portnoy was like, I can't. He's like, I'm about to show you a video, but he's like, before I show you, just see that Miss Peaches is here, and she's on the couch here.
So like, she was missing though, like for a long time?
For like 45 minutes. He said that he was outside, like screaming, like looking around. Maybe more than that. It might have been more. But he like recorded a video of him being like, hey guys, this is real. This is real. I can't believe I'm posting this, but I can't find her. She got out of the yard. And he's because like his backyard is like on the ocean. So he thought that she fell into the ocean, which would also be horrifying. Like that would be my worst fear in the world, is just imagining that, not knowing. So anyway, he's about to post this, and right as he's about to click send, Peaches like comes out. So he's walking around his neighborhood, but she escaped out of his backyard, and then she ended up in this construction site, and the men had like found her, and they put out water for her, but and there's a video of him finding her, and he's like, what the hell, Miss Peaches? And she's just kind of showing him around the construction site. She's all panting because she's hot. She spent all day in the construction site. And then he built her a little fence in one day, like this big fence, because obviously he's like a millionaire, billionaire. And so she's this is him. This is her trying to get out again after he built the fence, and he's like, Peaches, you can't get out. I knew you were gonna try again. And then this is a cute picture. She's just like, oh, Dad, very cute. But also he wants to get a second dog now, and the comments are blowing up. And he's like, I already have my eye on one, but we're gonna have her meet the dog and see if she likes him. So I'm excited for that. I mean, I'm all for him getting. He's a fucking billionaire. He can afford it, and rescue as many dogs. It seems like you're upset about this.
It stresses. No, I think it's about the dog getting out. I don't know. That stresses me out. I don't know how so many dogs just like get out.
They could. There was just a little tiny place in the fence in all of the shrubbery that he just didn't know about. But he did build a fence and like immediately. But that. Can you imagine what would have happened if Miss Peaches went missing?
I think that
insane.
I think that people would.
I think people would think it was a scam.
Hate David Portnoy.
Oh my god!
They're like, really? You probably should have never gotten a dog in the first place, bitch. If you can't keep it for more than 6 months, babe. But anyway, it didn't happen, luckily, and we love Miss Peaches over here.
Peaches is doing great. She might get a little brother. He's got his eye on one, and she's going to meet him this week.
I emailed. I didn't want to tell you this, but I emailed Peaches' publicist. And I asked if she could come on an episode of Pod in the City.
Oh, yeah?
They did send me a really kind rejection letter. But...
Are you being serious?
No.
Oh, okay.
Did you like my improvising skills?
I believe you're such a good actor, John.
I mean...
I think that's it for this week.
It is. That is it, y'all.
I'm done for the day.
I am done.
I am done. But tomorrow we get to do 3 episodes back to back, baby. Joan and Amanda take on a Tuesday.
I'm getting a new washer and dryer tomorrow too. So.
Oh yeah, that's right. I've got to wait for that. A lot of action going on.
A lot of missing. House. There is that's why I need a break. Things are happening. I had to drive. I get the opportunity to drive my grandma around. I drove my grandma around all weekend.
Miss Daisy starring Joan all weekend. You were driving her to her
Amanda's like, oh, I can record on Saturday. I'm like, yeah, I'm actually taking my grandma to her nails and then getting lunch with her and then getting groceries with her. And then you're like, oh, I could do it Sunday. I'm like, oh, actually, I have to take my grandma and her friend to dinner.
Yeah. Like, what the fuck is going on over there?
I'd have to. Again, I get to.
Anyway, guys, thanks for joining us. Join us on our Patreon. We got a lot of good stuff. Hours and hours of us, bitching. We're talking about music theater, bitching about my dad, whatever.
I'll do another beg here. We are so fucking close to getting 500 subscribers. Now is the time to make a fake account and double subscribe. You just make one fake account. Do it, please.
Do the Lord's work.
Just help us get 500. And then, can you even imagine the slog it's going to be to try to get to 1,000? Because I can't.
One thing
anyway,
at a time.
You guys,
we love you guys.
We love this so much, and thank you so much for joining us today on The Pod in the City, a weekly roundup.
Love you guys. Bye.